Hello and welcome to the Arena Sports Show. My name is Clauiee Grace Mpanza and I'm absolutely happy to have my favorite influencer back with me in studio. Even though he comes out bearing gifts, but you know what? His presence is more than enough. Mahlatse Mphahlele, sports journalist. How are you doing? So thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's nice to be back.
It is good to have you back, hey? Like I was singing the song this morning, The Return, Baba, because I know you're that kind of guy. I was like, let me try and bring, you know, the bit of that gangster into it. It's good to have you. And of course, we're also joined by a legend of the game, goalkeeper legend, Kennedy Mweene. Coach, thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. And I'm here because of someone came here because he heard that I was coming, and that's why I decided to come back here because he's got questions to hit me. That's why I started. Thank you so much, and it's always a pleasure to be here. Yeah.
It definitely always is, and we have a jam-packed show for you today. So much to unpack. Our, of course, usual features to look into what's been happening in the world of sports, and we also have our star of the week that we'll be getting to in just a bit. And we do know that Cosafa is upon us, so we'll be talking about that. The PSL Awards also, we do know who the winners are. Orlando Pirates scooping 8 honors in that, of course, ceremony, and Mahlatse Mphahlele was one of the panelists. So he'll get to tell us as to how do they choose this winners, right? We've got questions, and he will answer that for us. But first of all, let's find out what's been happening in your world of sports. Some DStv Premiership teams have started pre-season with players going through stringent medical tests that will be followed by fitness and conditioning over the coming weeks. Teams are readying themselves for the forthcoming campaign where they will be looking to dethrone defending champions Mamelodi Sundowns, who are eyeing an 8th successive league title. After their impressive win over Wales in London last weekend, the Springboks are back in South Africa to start preparations for the second match of the season against second-ranked Ireland at Loftus on 6th of July. The Proteas will take on highly unpredictable Afghanistan in the first T20 World Cup semi-final in Trinidad and Tobago on Thursday morning, while India and England will contest the second knockout in Guyana. The semi-final lineup was confirmed on Tuesday morning after Afghanistan's thrilling victory over Bangladesh in St. Vincent. A lot has been happening. We bring it now to one of my favorite features on the show, Star of the Week, where we basically choose who has impressed us in the past days. Mahlatse Mphahlele, we'll start with you. Who has impressed you?
Yeah, it was a jam-packed sporting weekend. The Proteas, the Euros, the Springboks. I'll go with the Springboks. I was impressed with the manner at which they dispatched of Wales. Looking at that team, you could safely say that it was pretty much a B or even a C Springbok team. And it shows you that Rassie also, this is the beginning of a 4-year cycle for the World Cup. And if you look at the reserves, the players that we have, even with a so-called C or B team, we've got enough depth because a lot of players were not part of that squad who are regulars. I was happy with the way they played, and I'm sure come next week against Ireland, when the big boys are back, we should be able to do well. But yeah, for me, my star of the week is the Springboks.
And I absolutely love how you speak about the men and how they carry themselves, because even after their flight was delayed, listen, they were singing and dancing at the airport. I'm like, that's pure class. Only the Springboks will do that.
And that also, I think, goes a long way with these things that Rassie always does of the alignment camps, where they get together. They don't even touch a rugby ball. They lock themselves up in a room and they talk about team culture, about team spirit and all that kind of thing. And you can see that it's a team that is together. It's a team that is fast transforming to reflect the demographics of the country.
For sure.
I'm just happy that they are at the space where they are now, and looking over the next few years, I think they'll grow in confidence, and I dare say that we may actually go and win the World Cup again. Okay. Who knows?
We definitely could. We, of course, have our fingers crossed. Kennedy, what about you? Who's your star of the week?
For me, it's a Euros. I think I'll go with Inter Milan left back. He's playing for Italy at left back. His name is D'Marco. I think for me, he hasn't put the foot wrong. Obviously, the people, they'll think, how come? Why are you going for a left back?
Yeah.
I think I've been following him since the tournament started, and I've been watching him at Inter.
Yeah.
And I think he has grown in leaps and bounds. And I think you can see he's adding a lot of flair in terms of the Italian going forward,
For sure.
you know, especially on the left side. So for me, that's my pick of, yeah.
All right. So what I want to follow up with you, I mean, it's off season, right?
Yeah.
And we always think that perhaps footballers, they just switch off at some point and decide it's a break. Let me just stay off the football and watch maybe some rom-com. Who knows? How has off season been for you?
With Euros, it has been good. You know, you can say, no, I won't be involved in football. But when you're a football person, I don't think you'll be able to manage. I think for me, a week is enough for me. I stayed away from football for a week. And after a week, I went back already. You know, I was watching Euros already. But it's a kind of, I think it's one has to have passion for that, you know. We cannot rest for the whole 4 weeks.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, something must be happening. So, yeah.
So what are the WhatsApp groups saying? Are we doing corrections while watching Euros? Or is it absolutely quiet?
The WhatsApp group is quiet, but they know that once we come back, it starts buzzing now because we have to upload what we have seen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's worth it. I think the Euros have made it not to be a boring off-season for me. Yeah.
All right, absolutely like that. And then my star of the week, Mahlatse, I have to say I'm disappointed that you didn't ask me because last week I said to Sizwe Mabena, the reason why I have to do it myself is because the man that normally asks me is not Chaine. Today you dropped the ball. You're bad indeed. But anyway, my star of the week is Lewis Hamilton, who was able, of course, to get on the podium in the Spanish Grand Prix. The last time he was on the podium was the Mexican Grand Prix in 2023. So great to see, of course, the 7-time world champion back to where he belongs. Maybe, because I know a lot of fans are saying that, was this a mistake going to Ferrari next season? We don't know. Only time will tell. But, of course, great to see him on the podium. Keep it moving, staying with motorsports. WRT. This, of course, is a team that races in World Endurance Racing and GT. So they've decided to give us a behind the scene as to what goes on behind you preparing for a race, as to what the doctor says, because Valentino Rossi is also part of the team, right? What he says to the engineers. So let's quickly find out how they prepare for races.
On the floor, it's not glamorous, it's purely functional. It's busy and everybody's doing their part of it, and the same when we pack up. So yeah, mainly planning and practice, and everybody doing their part, let's say.
Yeah, exactly. One very late break, turn 10.
During the test days, the track is open for 8 hours, so one run follows the other. It's intense, but without the stress of a race weekend.
77 ahead, his fastest car on the track. You are now P2. If you have a feeling, we can box at the end of this lap. So if you're happy, we can box at the end of this lap.
Okay, Maxime Mandin, bleed 003 square, and you can put the tires into the car.
Plus 0,8 de chaque côté. Toi, tu vas mettre 0,2 derrière, et moi, je vais retirer 2 mm devant.
For the mechanics, the testing days are also a dress rehearsal. Everything is put into place to optimize everything and get to the essentials.
Les winter tests, c'est vrai qu'il y a beaucoup.
We discover a lot of things about the cars in the winter. This is the only opportunity we have because as soon as the season starts, we are no longer allowed to test the cars. It's really an intense couple of weeks because we have only 1 month to develop the car, so it's very busy. And even though the team knows the car by heart, during testing, they're always looking for little things that can further improve its performance.
Un exemple bête, ça peut par exemple le carrossage.
Like a camber, for example, or it could be tire pressures, or even the way we heat the tires. This sometimes allows us to better extract the potential of the tire, and it's a sort of addition of these small things, which allows us to make improvements which are small, but at this level, the slightest difference by definition makes the difference.
It's a bit of fine-tuning, but also a new thing that we learn. It's about confirming what we learn, but it's also developing new stuff and continue to improve. Because of course, developing a car on an 100% scale, maybe we already did 70%. The last 30-20% is the ones taking the most effort and the most work, I would say. So it's long, but it's the last tenth that we have to gain.
We are also the seven who are always tough. But at the same time, break and entry, when you release the break, after the modify, looks like the rear is more on the ground, but push the front too much. So I have a lot of.
Finally, the drivers get their bearings in the team and behind the wheel of the car, and the veteran drivers become familiar with their new teammates.
Like you said, we work a lot with the new lineup because we have Raffaele and Marcello with us, together with me and Maxime. So we try to understand what he needs to go fast and his driving style. So I think this is very important.
And while keeping things moving, we bat over into the world of cricket where we've seen the Proteas go on to win, of course, 7 matches in a row in the T20 World Cup, which has absolutely been impressive. We find out now from coach Rob Walter to find out, of course, how the team is preparing for their semi-final against Afghanistan on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll obviously draw whatever confidence we can take from the wins. You know, we've won games having played well and won games having played not so well, which is always a good sign. And you always take as much as you can from each fixture. We've tried to take each game one at a time on this journey, and we managed to string 7 together. So, yeah, two more to go. Hopefully, not as close though. We're flying to Trinidad today in the hope that that's where we'll stay. But obviously, in that other group, there's quite a number of different things that can happen. So it might end up that we have to fly to Guyana. But that, if we did, it would probably sum up the whole trip to the West Indies so far, to be honest. So we'll just take it as it comes and go where we need to. I kind of, to be honest, just write the first 3 games off, other than taking 3 wins. Just quite not easy, but sort of easier for our bowlers to bowl in those conditions. Batting was incredibly tough, as we all know, even the 4th game against Nepal. But, you know, since then we've done things well in patches. I think the English game was probably our strongest performance so far. And then yesterday, to be honest, we did a lot of things very well and probably got it wrong from a batting point of view for a small patch there, and that got us under a little bit of pressure, but we managed to get over the line. So a couple of decisions here and there that we could do better, and the whole result would have looked very different last night, to be fair. I think first and foremost, we always have to put context into our fixtures over the last 2 years. We've used the T20 as an opportunity to give a lot of different guys some playing experience, and so coming together as this team hasn't happened very often prior to this World Cup. So this unit is obviously experienced when it comes to playing these sort of marquee events and big tournaments. So I think their confidence, to move on to the confidence space, I think the confidence is there. You don't not have confidence if you manage to win games the way that we have. And then there's certain parts of the game that we really know we need to brush up and tighten up on. So we're kind of, working through that continuum the whole time, and just being real about the things that we need to do better, being real about where we are in certain aspects of our game, and then really celebrating the stuff that we've been getting right. The world of professional sport doesn't allow for much sympathy, but it does allow for understanding. And again, it's, you can't be talking about the quality of a batting lineup before the tournament starts, and then through conditions and et cetera, then start to doubt that. These guys are quality cricketers. They have shown themselves to perform in various places at various times in various conditions. I think that, granted, we were expecting conditions to be a little bit better, or a little bit more batter-friendly, should I say, which they haven't been, but that's been the same for everyone. So, it's just up to us to continually apply our best options on the conditions in front of us. We keep our intent up. We're still always trying to take the game on. It's just really about what options are feasible on the conditions in front of us, and that is what has made the tournament challenging so far from that point of view. But it's created some seriously good games of cricket, so that's the positive side of it, I guess.
Well, great to see, of course, that the camp in terms of the Proteas are in good spirits, and we're wishing them all the best in their semi-final. We keep things moving. Earlier on, I mentioned, of course, that Mahlatse Mphahlele was on the panels list for the PSL Awards, amongst other journalists, of course, and former footballers. Mahlatse, the big question now, because everybody is questioning the panel and a lot of jabs being thrown at you guys. So talk to us about how it runs, how the panel is also selected, and of course, in the decision-making as well in terms of choosing the winners.
Yeah, well, I think obviously the awards are always divisive. I mean, we will never agree on mostly on who is the best player, who is this, who is that. So it's something which we expected to happen. People will agree, will disagree. For example, if you look at the football of the season which was voted by the coaches, by the way, other people feel Maswanganyi should have won. Other people agree with the coaches, with Ronwen. So it's always like that. Awards are like that by their nature. I was part of it. I was doing the Nedbank Cup, a young player and player of the tournament. I think there a lot of people, I think we did justice there. Because generally people are happy with Mofokeng and Maswanganyi. I think even the numbers, if you look at the just pure numbers, the numbers back them. We had a launch out regarding Thembinkosi Lodge, that he should have been there, should not have been there. By the stroke of luck, he didn't make it to the final because I did say when we were busy judging the thing that if we don't shortlist Thembinkosi Lodge and then he goes and score 2 goals or a hat-trick in the final, we're going to look bad. But fortunately for us, he wasn't in the final. Sundowns didn't win the trophy. Pirates won the trophy, so our choice with Maswanganyi came out to be correct. And also our choice with the young player being Mofokeng was also a correct one. But yeah, we go through quite a tedious process of looking at the numbers. We've got to watch the matches, and then at the end come with the 3 names in order of the first. Number 1, the guy who's going to win. Number 2, and then number 3. So I think in the Nedbank Cup, for which I was part of, I think we did justice. But
so
I'm
you're
not
defending your category.
I'm defending my category because that's where I was. The other people I can't. And strangely enough, having been part of the thing, I disagree with some of the choices that were made by other people, but obviously without disrespecting the colleagues. But if I was elsewhere, I could have judged differently. For example, defender of the season for me, I think that Ture from Stellenbosch should have had a shot. So yeah, but I mean, those are some of the things which you can agree or disagree about. Yeah. Okay. But for the football of the season, I fully agree. The player's player, but I mean, the players would play with this guy week in, week out, and they made their choice. So generally, I think above board, everything was fair.
All right, it's just the defender of the season you feel it's questionable. That's fine. We keep it moving. So, footballer of the season being Ronwen Williams. And I'm glad that you're here, Kennedy, because when you look into that category, the last time that a goalkeeper won that award was Itumeleng Khune in 2013. The first person to win it was Andre Arensa in that 2001-2002 season with Santos. So now here is Ronwen Williams. Talk to us about Ronwen and what it means to have a keeper win footballer of the season.
I think it says a lot. It says a lot when it comes to, because I've heard there's been this debate of there's no way goalkeeper can win a player of the season.
Coach Kevin Hunt last season, by the way.
Oh, it was Coach.
He's the one who said it that the goalkeeper can't win the football of the season.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's Coach Kevin. Yeah. Hey, obvious. Yeah, Coach Kevin. Yeah. Anyway, but it shows what goes behind the scenes, and especially when it comes to goalkeepers. I think, goalkeepers, I think they play on the same field as the infield players. So you cannot be saying especially the season which Ronwen had, I think he had a fantastic season. And I think for me, I think that didn't come as a surprise for me. I think he was chosen with what he has achieved.
For sure.
Both with the country and the club as well. So for me, I think I don't see any debate there. For me, I think we are happy. We are happy that he won it. Not just because he's coming from Sundowns, but because the position where he's playing. It's not always that a goalkeeper becomes a player of the season. So for me, I think it's something which a lot of things are changing now, you know, not because people are just saying, no, a goalkeeper cannot, but you go into details and check the stats, the minutes, all these things. I think it makes sense for me, when they say now, I think it has been long overdue. I think it was who? Khune before.
Yeah.
Before Khune, it was Andre.
Yeah.
So in the history of BSL, it's only 3 goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Man. So yeah, it's a big up, and I think we need to see more of that. Yeah, that's what I can only say.
So, Coach, just as to follow up, Ronwen obviously has done very well for himself as a keeper. I mean, we know him since he was a young boy at Supersport and all that. Just you played with him and now working with him and coaching him now. What kind of a person is he? And also, I'm interested to find out how much work goes into this thing of playing from the bed, because I can see that sometimes the fans have got their hands in their heads because something can go wrong, you know. Just behind the scenes when nobody's watching, how much work do you guys focus on this thing of playing from the bed?
A lot. Because we know that Sundowns, most of the time, we are the one having the ball. So firstly, with Ronza, I think he came to Sundowns, you know, he just fit in like a glove because he's one person who's humble, you know, he's teachable. You know, he's one person whereby you don't have to repeat yourself when you're doing an exercise, let's say maybe 2-3 times. No, once he gets it, it's once only he gets it. That's how fast he is when it comes to learning with him. And again, we are fortunate enough that he came already. He was good with his feet. You know, you must know that Ronwen is coming from a team like Supersport and the academy. When you look Mokocho, Erasmus, him, you know, those are the players who were there when they were coming up. So for me, I think it was easy for us as the coaches, I think, to integrate him when it comes to playing, because already from where he's from, you can see that he used to play with the feet, but obviously. But when he came to Sundowns, it was overemphasized that we need to do that. You need to do that. So I think he fit in very well, but above all, I think it's his understanding and the way he learns very quick. And the people behind him also, I say my boys, Dennis, Riyad, there's Jody, there's Sanele, you know. So all these ones, you know, I think they've made it easy and difficult at the same time. Because easy in a way that he can pick up things very easily, but the difficult that they are sitting on his back here, you see, and which is good because that's what you need in football, you know. They were sitting on me here. I was sitting with, I was sitting, no, first someone was sitting on me here. I went down. I started sitting Dennis here. Out. Now, they're sitting Ronza here now. So which is a very, it's a very good competition at Sundowns, because as a goalkeeper also you want to see yourself grow. And I've seen Ronza now is growing game by game and is going. And the most important thing, I think, it's the people behind you, the support you are getting from your fellow players, you know. So that makes it much easier for him, but very difficult, because when he looks back, when he looks at his back, he sees, hey, there's Dennis, there's Riyad, there's Jody, there's Sanel. I don't have to let the ball drop. I don't have to drop the ball. So I need to continue fighting, work extra hard. By pushing yourself, you're making yourself to be not only a better goalkeeper, not only at Sundowns, but a better goalkeeper for the country as well. Because at the end of the day, you are not only number one at Sundowns, you are number one with the national team. So it has to go together. So for me, I think he had a very good season, and we just we let him go and have fun with his family, have time with his family, because he hasn't rested. Because there's a season again, it's coming again non-stop. It will be worse. You know, every season is coming. When we say that season was worse, this one is worse, The next one will be even more worse because there's too many games, you know. Yeah.
You know what I want to find out from you, Kappa? I mean, looking in just to not just the goalkeeping department, but Sundowns as a whole, the integration of former players in the club, where players are kept in terms of they can, you know, have influence and be part of the running of the club. You have a surprise Marie who has been there. You are also part of it now. Dennis Onyango might not be playing, but he also has, of course, assistance in terms of the pressure that he's putting and helping Ronwen Williams.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the use of senior players and former players at Mamelodi Sundowns.
I think when it comes to the changing room, I think for me, I think even Coach Roland he has never even hide it. You know that he likes his changing room quiet, and when the changing room is quiet, you know I know what he means by when he says the changing room quiet. It's because he wants there's players who does the job in the changing room, and we've got senior players, Ronwen, Dennis, we've got. There was Bongani Zungu, there's Mshishi, there's Musa, there's River, you know, all these players I'm counting, and there are a lot of them. It's players which, when we were playing, they were still young. Now, they have come of age now. They were calling us, you know, Mdara. They were calling us Mdara.
Yeah.
Oh, you see now. So now.
Do you like Mdara?
I like it. I know, I like it. Mdara. When we were playing, they were calling us Mdara, especially Riva, Mushishi. All these ones I mentioned, they used to call him Mdara.
Yeah.
But now who's Mdara?
It's
them now. Mama Bena is calling them Mdara. You see, so yeah, they have taken over the changing room now. They're the ones who are running the changing room. And it helps a lot when you have a certain number of senior players who are looking after the changing room. It makes the job of a coach much easier, because I know why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Because I'm from the changing room. So most of the things, I think, when the coach says, I need my changing room quiet, we understand what he means by saying quiet, by saying the changing room is quiet. So we've got people who keeps our changing room quiet, and those are the senior players. And it's very important to have senior players in a team. It's very important, because there's youngsters in the team. They need to be
guided.
To be guided by the same senior players, because I'm not in the changing room. I've left that job to Dennis. Dennis, Musa, Riva. I used to do that. It's their time to do all those things. But at the same time, I help where I can help.
For sure.
But it's their job, what they have to do.
Because I remember Coach Pitts used to say, the Sundowns system will reject you. If you're allowed, if you do those things that they like to do,
it will reject you. I don't want to go into that. No, definitely.
If you come late for training, if you smell something, big problem.
It's a big problem. There's things which, there's a culture at our club. And that culture needs to be followed. That's why I don't want to say a lot. It needs to be followed, and like he wants to bring things. Obviously. There's things you have to follow. There's things you have to do, things which you don't have to do, like any other clubs. We don't want you to come to work like this. Like any other club, you need to be in this space when you come to work, like any other club, the way they do things. So for me, I think we've got senior players who are able to handle the changing room, and it's so far so good. It's nice. It's good. Yeah.
All right. We like the fact that it's good. We keep it moving to chat, of course, all things Cosafa Cup now. But let's start off with, of course, the coach from South Africa, Itumeleng Khune, to talk about the squad and the preparations.
Hi, I'm Itumeleng Khune, the assistant coach of Bafana Bafana. I hereby presenting the team that will represent the nation at the Cosafa Championship that will be held in Gqeberha. So for us as the technical team, we view the Cosafa Championship as the great opportunity for us to increase the database of our team by giving players the exposure and the international experience that is required or that we will need during the qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations, as well as the World Cup qualifiers, for us to be able to compete and achieve our results. So we view that it is important for us to have more players that we can select from, but more importantly, players with the required competency to perform at the highest level of football. As we have observed during the African Cup of Nations that was held in Ivory Coast, that the African football has improved drastically. So for us to sustain the current performance of Bafana Bafana and improving it, so it is important that we have players that can perform at that level without any doubt. So we take great opportunity. We are excited for us to participate in this Cosafa Championship that will be held in Abeha.
Well, great to hear, of course, from the coach that he's happy with the squad, of course, even though there is exclusion from certain players. But Sizwe Mabena is also part of the squad, but he will be in commentary, hence he had to ditch us today. But nonetheless, Mahlatse Mphahlele, you look into the squad, and I mean, we've been having this conversation of the fact that there's no Rila Mufokeng, there's no Chandre Campbell's there. The youngsters, the Hofatso Mabasa, who did so well in the Cosafa Cup, not there this time around. Talk to us about the exclusion of these players and, of course, then your overall view of the squad.
Yeah, I've seen the final squad that I've picked, and it's largely players who, if we are to be honest.
When you make that face, I worry.
Yeah, no, he's right. He's looking for the right way.
Not to offend
it's largely
people.
players who ordinarily would not be in the Bafana squad. But this is Cosafa after all, you know, and I mean, you know, I'm saying this with utmost of respect. Cosafa has been tricky for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously not only for South Africa, but for other countries, because it does not play on a FIFA weekend. And teams tend to be reluctant to release players. Mm-hmm. If for example, you look at Sundowns, Coach Ulani, you know, whatever he's going to be doing for his pre-season, he'll want to have Dunyelwa, he'll want to have the young Mabena as part of the preparation for next season, because you can imagine that I think going forward, Mabena will increasingly become more and more part of this team, and he needs to be part of the preseason. Super Sport, Chandra Campbell is key for them. Mm-hmm. Pirates are going to Europe, and I think the coach does not want to miss this opportunity of having relay with the team at their camp in Europe, which is quite important. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the problem becomes the bigger picture that if you look at Rele, if you look at Mabena, if you look at Chandra Campbell and a few others, younger players, they don't have international experience, senior international experience. And now if you look at football globally, young teenagers are dominating world football. Yeah. A classic example of Mufokeng, he has only played 2 minutes of international football. Lamal of Spain is doing the things. You know? So in that sense, that's where the problem is, that if Chandre, Mabena, Mufokeng can't consistently play for Bafana at AFCON qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers, then they must play for Cosafa, where we can give them more international minutes, because these players of Zambia, of Mozambique, of Angola, of Zimbabwe, in 2 years' time during the AFCON qualifier, they'll be playing against them. But these ones of Zambia and Angola, they will have a little bit more international experience than them because they've played Cosafa. So it's a bit of a tricky situation, which also is not being helped by the fact that you sense that the continued issue between PSL and SAFA is not helping it. Because I'm sure somewhere, somehow, they can sit in a room and discuss and find a way as to how SAFA can be helped by the PSL to release these kinds of players. And, you know, we'll have this discussion again next year. We'll have it again after. And so, and that's why, if you check over the last while, Bafana have not done well at Cosafa. I'm not sure when was the last time they won it, but they've not won it in a while, simply because we don't normally field our strongest possible team in this tournament, which is a shame because Cosafa can be a catalyst for young players to gain experience and go into Bafana Bafana.
Yeah. And then Kapalaya, I mean, we know that your first national cap was, of course, in the Cosafa Cup. Talk to us from your perspective, the importance of this cup.
I don't know how other people look at it, but for me, I think it gave me the platform to be where I am today now.
For sure.
Sitting where I am. I got my first cap in Zambia when we played against Malawi in Zambia. It was 2000
Now I'm trying to think if you've given us your real age, but I really tried to think about it for so long.
Okay, well.
2004, 2005. Yes, I came to South Africa 2005 immediately after the Cosafa. So it was 2005, yeah. That's when I came here. It was my first cap for the national team. And after that, I was already on the flight coming to South Africa. So it is very important. But I agree with him what he's saying. These are the kind of tournaments you need youngsters.
Yeah.
But at the same time, again, like he said, it doesn't fall under what? FIFA current. So it's even more trigger to the coach first and the clubs, because the clubs will say, it's not a FIFA sanctioned date, this one. We are able to keep our player because we know our player. Soon we'll be going for pre-season. The league starts.
For sure.
So it's tricky, yes, I understand. Or maybe when you look at the team like South Africa, maybe they don't want Womabena, Mofokeng, but I don't think so because there's tournaments for under 20 which are coming, under 17.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking and saying, okay, maybe there's under 20 Nations Cup, World Cup. Maybe they want to for them to go there, which is okay also. But again, I think if we can fast track their progression in football, in terms of playing, you can say Mafokeng is already Mabena, Campbell, they're already playing in the PSL.
Yeah.
So if we can fast track their in terms when you talk about playing at the highest level at their age where they are now, I think it will benefit the country a lot than playing them, especially when it comes to like under 20. Yes, we know they belong to that age group. But if they can at their age, if they can play, they can command a place in the national team. Like any other, there's the one in Spain, 17, and you already start in the starting lineup.
Sure.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If he can establish himself and start being on first 11 for Bafana, good for the country. And then obviously, he won't be able to be playing in the PSL. He has to go, which is what we want to see.
For sure.
But again, I think I understand what he's saying. And for me, I think in Zambia, it's not the same. It's different. But we have got a team which is a different different team, but most of them playing in the Premier League in Zambia.
Yeah.
And it's a seasonal ones,
Yeah.
But they just said, okay, there's like goalkeepers, I think I've seen Willard Mwanza from Power Dynamos and Victor Chabo from Changa Rangers.
Yeah. Charles Kulamba is also there from Red Arrows.
And that one I know him. He has been to the national team before. But these two, I think it shows. So three of them, all of them, I think it's players who are, when you bring in the Tostan Sabata and then you bring in the other ones, you have a pool of goalkeepers about 6, which makes it okay for the national team. But looking at the whole squad, I think they are giving other players a chance. There's a lot of players here who they have been at the national team, but they were sitting on the bench. So I think it's for them to just show the coach what they can do. And for me, I think it's all of these ones I can see they are from playing in the Premier League. So for me, we are looking at, because there's Chaine coming as well for local-based players. So I think they are looking at that. That's why they are calling the team like this Zambia. So for me, I think it's good for them,
For us, they don't even take Chaine seriously. We never play in that team of Chaine here for South Africa. When was last time? I don't know why they are not taking it serious, because it's another important thing. I guess the problem is club versus country. It's not in a FIFA week. The other thing from our perspective is that Itumeleng Khune is coaching the team. I would have loved if the coach, the Bafana coach, Hugo Bruce, is there. Even if he's not coaching, but just oversee things. Maybe once in a while, go to the dressing room, give a team talk and all that kind of thing. At training, once in a while, talk to these younger players. But sometimes he's not even in the country when this Cosafa is playing. That's another problem. Because you need a synergy where these players, whatever happens at the senior national team and then the senior coach is there to oversee what's happening from what is coming behind. But also, the players that are going to Cosafa, I can tell you right now, when they are going to announce the next Bafana squad, none of these players will be in contention to play for Bafana because the senior players will be back for Bafana. So now it begs the question: what is the purpose of this?
Cosafa.
Yes, because I can tell you right now, when Hugo Bruce is going to pick the next Bafana squad, I don't know if it's what comes first between AFCON and World Cup qualifiers. None of these players will be in contention to play.
It's going to be AFCON, I think, because it's later in the year.
So what is the purpose of this? It's a question that people must answer. But if you had one or two players here, giving them minutes here to help you with the qualifiers, then there's something.
All right, that's a very strong point there. But Gabalaya, I mean, when you look into, we spoke about the federation, Mahlatse, in terms of SAFA and the league pulling the same direction. I remember 2 years back when I think you were having a very busy schedule with Mamelodi Sundowns, and they called you, I think, just the week before you were supposed to play Ivory Coast, that being Zambia. And unfortunately, you had to decline because there was the Nedbank Cup final coming up. You were playing Roy, busy schedule. I want to find out the importance of federations also having, and understanding players' perspectives and also doing call-ups just a bit earlier.
I think we are talking about a game. I think it was a friendly game. Yeah, I think on that one, I think I needed to talk to the association because, we are talking about now in Zambia, we have a crisis of goalkeepers.
Yeah.
You understand? And if people were looking at the way I was saying, because there was that time I could say, please don't call me for this game and this game and that game, so that you see another person, because where I'm going, I will be retiring. But it's like you said, when you are talking and then no, he just doesn't want to come to the national team.
Yeah, they say you choose games.
You choose games. I said, no, it's not about choosing games. I feel we are playing the final with my club. And I think coming to the national team, well, we are playing a friendly and at home, why can't you use someone you think this one, if Kennedy, anything happens injured, we might need him. It ended up like that. Up to now, I can tell you, we're still having a problem. When it comes to goalkeepers in Zambia, we still have a problem. It's because people, they didn't see it the way I was seeing it. You understand? Seeing it in a way that, hey guys, please excuse me for this friendly. And then, because we are playing a final for Sundowns, please, because then they agree. But people, they agree, well as knowing this side, inside, say, they know, I know, he's just sure he doesn't want to come.
For sure.
Well as you are telling them indirect and said, guys, as much as I'm committed this side and I'm committed with my country, there's someone who's coming up. Look at him, make him so that you don't struggle when I retire. Look where we are now. Only few people were taking my points, which I was saying, check where we are. We don't have a steady number one goalkeeper like the way South Africa have. We've got Ronwen here.
Yeah.
In Zambia, we change. Every now and then, we change a goalkeeper.
I remember Lawrence Mulenga was once in the
last week, qualifiers against we were playing, we were going to Morocco. We called, how can you call 5 goalkeepers in a camp? 5. You understand? Okay, maybe, no, I'm able to talk like this because now I'm not a coach. I'm a soccer fan from Zambia side.
Yeah.
I'm a soccer fan now. I'm a supporter from our national team.
Yeah.
But you can't call 5 goalkeepers then in a camp. A camp of a week, you need 5. No. I'm telling you, even up to now, we change like these goalkeepers. No one, the transition was not right. And when you're telling people like that, no, you choose games, what? Hey, no, you do it.
Arrogant.
Arrogant. No, it's because you play for Sundowns. No, it's not about that. Look at the bigger picture now. Who's suffering now? The country is suffering.
For sure.
We've got, there's Kalumba, there's the Tostan Sabata, there's these 5 now. This week, check, we played Morocco. There was a keeper. We played again in Zambia. Check the next game we play in qualifiers Zambia, who Ben goes.
Sure, it keeps on changing. And
Every now and then.
I want to find out from you the impact that politics has in our football, because, and it's not a Zambian thing, because I've spoken to some of my friends around the continent where if you're seen to, you're favoring a certain politician, a certain leader, there's somehow you get iced out into the national team where maybe you might not play anymore. Talk to us about that influence and the relationship really between the federations or the associations and the political leaders.
You must be clever when you're a football player and you're a public figure. I'm non-partisan. I'm non-partisan.
Yeah.
But I'm a Zambian. Why I'm saying that is because things happen. Even if you're just saying, how are you to him? You are in his camp. So when I said I'm non-partisan, I'm just who I am. I'm Kennedy. I don't support anyone. I don't support this party. I'm a Zambian. I'm a non-partisan. I keep myself to be like that because I know what is outside. That's why I keep quiet and just focus on myself, like I'm non-partisan.
Sure.
I don't want to be found myself, even if you're saying hello to him, you are there. Oh, hello to him, you are there. We must be, especially as football players, we might be careful. Ne?
Yeah.
Not as football. Sorry, I've retired. As how can I put it? People have been like, I'll call myself an influencer.
Okay.
We must be careful, especially when it comes to that, where you choose or what. For me, I don't entertain myself. I don't entertain those football politics, they are there, but I don't entertain them.
Even at the club, they're there.
They're there. I don't. Football politics, they are there, but that cannot define who you are.
For sure.
You are there to work. You have to work and move.
And keep it moving.
Finish.
All right. So you spoke about transition in terms of Zambian. Yes, in South Africa, we've got our number 1 keeper, Ronwen Williams. When you look at our transition, do you think we're on the right path, looking at South African keepers in the country?
Where you're going now? Where South Africa is going now?
Yeah.
I would confidently say yes, yeah. I would say that because at the moment I can see about 4 goalkeepers who can be at the national team. Like 4, you put them like this. Way back 4? It wasn't. No, I won't tell you.
Come on.
I can tell you there's 4 of them who I can tell, say, these ones, if Ronwen is not there, there's this. If this one is not there, there's this. There's 4 I can count who can play for Bafana at ease now. At ease.
Kampala, just to follow up, there's Bruce Bvuma. Obviously, he has not had a consistent run at Chiefs. And I mean, obviously, he's at a club which is not doing well. But you can see flashes of something special there. What have you made of him as a keeper?
Look, for me, I think with Bruce, I think he needs, he's young. And in goalkeeping, when you say you are young, he's 20 what, Bruce?
I think he's in his mid-20s or something like
25, 26.
Yeah.
In terms of goalkeeping-wise, he's still young. When he starts reaching 27, 28, that's when we start saying, he's becoming matured now. What? I think for me, I think most of the time, especially, he needs someone to talk to him because, especially at that age, sometimes you don't know what to do when you're in a situation where the team is not doing well. Obviously, as a goalkeeper, you are pushing yourself that you can contribute to the team. And you end up pushing so much that you're exposing yourself, that you are doing too much to help the team, and you're making mistakes. So for me, I think he's still young. He needs someone. Like when it comes to mental strength.
Maybe Khune.
Yeah. A mental strength for me. I think I can go on and talk about other goalkeepers. You know, I'll give you an example, not because he's at Sundowns, but I'll give you an example. Ronwen, Brazil, they gave him 5.
Yeah.
People
on his debut,
Yes, on his debut. People, they were busy talking, I know this one, know this one, know this one. Ask him, Ronza, he was playing for what? I told him, I said, when you're a goalkeeper, you must be strong mentally. You can ask Ronza. After that game, I spoke to him. He was at SuperSport. I told him, I said, welcome to the big league. And now, it's because it's for the country. Everyone will be here. Forget about people. You know where you're going to. Who's South Africa's #1 now?
It's him.
If he had gone down that time and then go down completely without coming up,
Yeah.
we were going to see the end of him. But now,
He's still
just
there.
quickly from another, I'm going to put you on the spot here on this one.
Yeah.
For a man of your experience, having been doing this, I want to find out from you, Khune. Is Itumeleng Khune finished? Or can he still go?
No, he's not finished.
Really?
No.
You think he's still got it?
He's not finished. How old is Khune?
Almost 40 or something.
No, 30 what? 36.
30 something?
36.
36. No, he's not finished, Khune. Khune is not finished. He can give you another 3 seasons.
Still at Kaizer Chiefs or at a different club?
That it's him to answer, not me. But I can tell you.
But pressure-wise, because you know playing for a big club comes with the pressure. So with the last 3 seasons, are you seeing yourself playing at a big club or at a smaller club when you're watching Khune?
You have been playing for Chiefs from childhood. So pressure for you becomes like it's Vaseline or it's lotion. You don't feel it. Especially when you play for Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns. The pressure, when you grow up in that environment, pressure becomes second to you. It's just like, it's a switch. Hey, now things are not going on well.
You have it for breakfast.
You have it for breakfast, my friend. You have to do your. That's why I said, you know, sometimes I think he still has to play, and especially I wouldn't say no. He feels pressure. No, you see goalkeepers like Khune, Ronwen, Veli Mothwa, Dennis Onyango, Keet.
Keet is a very good goalkeeper.
I'm telling you.
I don't know why he's not playing for Bafana.
Keet, that one for Stellenbosch. What is his name?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Oh,
Sage.
yes, I see. Sage, yeah.
Who else did I leave? There's a couple of goalkeepers. Chaine is coming now.
Chaine is coming, yeah.
But these ones have counted. I can tell you, you cannot tell me about pressure with these goalkeepers.
They're used to it.
They're used to pressure. These ones have counted for you. Those ones, they know pressure from in and out. Those ones, they can do whatever under so much pressure. So that's why I'm saying these ones, they can deal with pressure. So for me, I think even if Khune is still there or is not there, he's used to pressure. I don't think he can suffocate under pressure. No, he's used to pressure. For me, I think, and he's a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers here. Or most of the goalkeepers, that's where you see them. Mental strength. That's what helps goalkeepers.
So what I want to find out from you, you say Sipho Chaine is coming along, right? And you look at the fact that Orlando Pirates released Ofori not too long ago. So when you look into the keepers that were released and kept at Orlando Pirates, speaking of Chaine, what have you made of him? Because a lot, especially last season, a lot of the fans are crying for the consistency part of it, where yes, he won the MTN8 last standing, but then there were other games where you're like, he's not the player that he was at the beginning of the season. Talk to us also about the consistency of keepers in a season.
That's why I'm saying he's coming up all right, because he's coming all right, but he's like this. Why I'm saying he's like this, his age also, when you're a goalkeeper, maybe I'm explaining to him, I'm explaining to you. You won't understand when I say like this. He's coming all right, but he's going to get used to it, because as long as you're a goalkeeper, and you're playing for a bigger team, my friend, week in, week out, you play under pressure. Week in, week out, you must know as long as you're a goalkeeper, it's zero mistake at the back. You have to play with zero mistake when you're playing for bigger teams.
We always remember the mistake.
Of course.
Obvious. So all those things as a goalkeeper, you know, that's why I'm saying he's coming.
So you think his mental strength is okay? Because with Bruce, you mentioned that he needs to tune in. So with Sipho, you think
that's why I'm saying Sipho is coming. You know why? He's been playing. You see, even Bruce, he was playing games after games now. Now, if you can check Bruce for last season, and this season, which is coming, or the previous season, you will see, even if it's 1%.
There is that growth, right?
There is a growth.
100%.
Even if Chaine always, you are saying, no, he's not consistent. But I've seen a lot of consistency in him this season.
Okay. The other thing that I think it will help him in terms of maturity quicker is knowing that the mortality is coming. That pressure to say if you don't perform, somebody takes your place, because then it doesn't allow him to be on a comfort zone. You know, he will, and that can trigger him into becoming more consistent and
a better player as well. Because if you think someone who's just sitting there, is just there for just there, then it's not right. It's the same what you were saying from the face when I got here, when I said, hey, there's Dennis, there's who. Ronson knows all those things. On its own, it's pressure.
Yeah.
Put yourself, that's why I always tell goalkeepers, whether you're playing or not playing, you have to train like someone who's playing at the weekend. And your intensity is different to the infield players, because a goalkeeper, when you are intensive during your training, I don't think there will be 2 or 3 actions which you need. Save here, you get up, you go and save there.
Yeah.
You understand, in a game. It will happen once, but you have been training the whole week.
What I want to find out from you, it's that defense line, right? The relationship between the keeper and the defenders, and maybe focusing on the centre backs, because I've seen you when you used to play, I've seen Dennis, where sometimes you'll shout at your defenders and be like, but bro, come on, help us out here. Talk to us about the importance of that stable relationship and what really goes through behind the scenes. Are we conversing as teammates to say, perhaps this is what we can do better?
And just to add also, have you ever had a guy who took it personal when you shouted?
Yeah. No, when I was playing, guys, you get players who sometimes they don't understand because my voice is sharp and it's aggressive.
Yeah.
But there's no goalkeeper who's gonna shout, hey, Clauiee, come out here. Hey, Isala.
Hey, there's your man.
There's your man. No, it's aggressive. You need to be aggressive.
Hey, you're standing alone, man.
Hey, you're standing alone. Come and mark this one for me, please. No, hey, my guy, you're alone. Come pick up this one.
For sure.
But it's the language. But at the same time, again, you know, it's something which we had. Once we jump the
4 line.
The line, you go inside that thing, that square, which has got green, which has got grass and then white. Once you enter there everyone is running. This thing is high.
Yeah.
Everyone is here. So whatever you tell me, I listen to you. I don't respond back to you. I leave it the way it is. I continue. You are telling me, hey, Kennedy, be tighter on that guy. And then I go loose. Kennedy, be tight on that person. I become loose. Now you come and say, for sake, I've been telling you that this person, please. Sorry, I used that word. Sorry. But it goes like that. You can't be just, you have to be aggressive for people to react. You need to be aggressive. So there's people always, obviously, they'll take it in a bad way.
For sure.
And then it end up what? Now thinking, there was a game, let me go there, I'll tell you. There was a game we were playing in midfield, there was Mabunda and Kekan, Klompo. They went on and hold each other like this in the game. If you remember, we were playing in Lucas. They went and hold each other like this. The game is being played.
Yeah.
They had to say, no, leave them. They'll sort it out themselves. After, when the game was still playing, you see them, they are even busy laughing. That's what you, because everyone wants to win.
Yeah, you need a reaction.
You need a reaction. It's because sometimes I can't be, hey, my friend, we are partners in business. We are inside that field. You are fighting for something which I'm fighting for. You are fighting to win.
You know what Mambuji said to me? It used to be Roger, because Roger used to do the passes. So the strikers, it was him, Chugu, and Kennedy Mweene.
Yeah.
But Kennedy Mweene was killing them, just missing all the chances there. So Roger says, "You, I'm not passing you, you're taking my money."
You understand? You understand? You want to know that when I give my passes, I know that one is finished.
Yeah. This is when taking the ball to the supporters there.
No.
Where is my bonus? You're killing it.
So you understand? People, they can, yes, you have those players who take it personal, but after the game, you go to them and say, my guy, I didn't mean it to be personal.
Hard luck,
This is the language of football, because I can't be, I'm running, I'm here, and then I said, hey, my friend, come and mark for me this person. No, you're walking. No. You can't be walking. And then, hey, my friend, even someone who's at home at Sundowns, they'll shout at you. Our team, we don't walk. Hey, my friend, there's no walking there.
100%.
They will tell you straight, hey, we are here. We are partners in business, my friend. Everyone runs here.
So to follow up on that, Kappa, your best defense line that you've played alongside, who is that? Who's on that list for you? I'd love to know.
The back five, the back four. Hey. All the whole PSL or what?
Yeah.
Oh, it's people I've played with.
The ones you've played with, where you could trust your life with them and say, if
when they're in front of you,
you know you're safe.
Sumnandi.
Okay. Ariyesh Kut is there. Tabontete is there. Teboholangaman is there.
Yes.
Hi. KK cannot be shot inside. And then King Langaman
left.
Then there's
Shoot.
And Tabontete. Right back. I'm going to my country.
Who?
Joseph Musonda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is my back four.
That's your back four.
Yeah.
Seems trusted enough.
That one I can even close my eyes. That one I'll close.
Yeah. I think just a little bit from me about you now. I was looking at your numbers and I see you have won 9 league titles. Just a reflection on the journey. I mean, you came here, you went to Free State Stars, and you've been ever present now. You are pretty much part of us now. You're a South African now.
Yes. He knows where the best spot is to get meat. It's crazy.
just the journey. How has the journey been for you? Champions League final, Super Cup, Club World Cup, 9 league titles, numerous cup competitions. I'm sure you needed to be disciplined and do the right things, and also I think in a way of maybe advising the younger guys to be able to achieve so much in the game and stay so long in the game.
There isn't too many things I did. I think, firstly, let me say, I grew up in a police camp, if you know what it means by police camp. It's not like the way it is here in South Africa, where police, they're staying in Rotherport, they're staying where. In Zambia, there was a place called State Lodge. It's only police officers who are staying there with their kids and their families. So it's called the police camp. That's where I grew up. My mom, my dad, they were police officers until they left us when I was 7. So then my aunt still was a police woman. My family, mostly, my 2 siblings, they are police officers. The firstborn and the late sister of mine, the 4th one, they're police. So our family also, it has got a lot to do with police. And I think that's where it comes, what you say, to say discipline or what. I think that's where it comes from, because it wasn't easy for me, because my brother, by that time, our firstborn was still going to school. You know, I'm still young, I'm staying with my aunt. So it wasn't easy, but I learned a lot of things in that police camp, such that even now I can say, yeah, because it needed a lot of discipline. When you say discipline in football, sacrifice, there's too many things. You lose friends friends whereby they think now because you are here, only why born. Whereas it's not the case. It's because you are trying. You can see only I'm here. I can be here. But you are going alone, and then the friends now, they are thinking, no, you are leaving them. But instead of saying, let's go together, we are going together, but they are falling off. So by that, they are thinking, how can I put it? Kaibon. In
think
that
you're
sense.
better.
Yeah, they think I'm better. Well, it's because I knew what I wanted. And there was a lot of sacrifice. That's why I said I sacrificed a lot. I lost good people on my way up because of the sacrifice I made, the discipline I wanted to be someone in life.
For sure.
And so I had to leave some of the things to just cut them aside and then go. So for me, I think, there's too many, especially in football. Football, you respect football because football, you cannot cheat football. You respect football, football will respect you back.
So I want to follow up with the friendship part, because a lot of times, and it's not just here in South Africa, in Africa, also overseas, where you're told that your colleagues are not your friends. Yes, you might be teammates, we work together, we're pushing towards the same thing. But where do you draw the line between, that friendship part of it and just being teammates and understanding the difference?
Look, I think for me, it's much easier when it comes to football. When I spoke about my friends which fall off, I was talking about friends which I grew up with. Sure. Some of them, they were also playing football, but they couldn't attain the same things I've achieved or which I was going through.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's because I took a path which was it wasn't smooth for some of my friends who were close friends of mine when I was growing up. The path I took was not smooth. It had thorns. That's why some of them, they feel, it had thorns because there's a lot of things I needed to leave on my way up. Because if you are pulling me down and I want to achieve something, no, I'll let go of you. So those are the things. And in football, when you come to a club, you found me here as Kennedy. The thing is, which when I was playing, I think which worked for me, especially at Free Sisters and Sundowns. For me, I think you have to differentiate between a colleague and a friend. Like I used a word, we are partners in what? In business.
For sure.
We are fighting for the same goal. Yeah. We are colleagues at work. He cannot be my friend. We are doing what? We are playing for the same club. I'll fight for him. Wallace is not my friend because we are fighting for the same goal, which is what? Winning games. Because if I win...
bonus, eh?
Yeah?
And
bonus, yes. And bonus, yeah, you're right. And bonus. He might not be my friend, but because there's bonus, I want to be recognized that we have won a medal somewhere.
Yeah.
I will fight as long as I will fight for him, and I will fight with him if he's doing something wrong. Because now I won't be able to get that bonus if he's doing things different to what the team needs. So, colleague and a friend at work, you must know how to deal with them. If I'm your friend at work, you must know I'll be honest with you. You are my friend at work. This is not good. It's not good. If you come to me and tell me, Kennedy, no, but you didn't play well today. You are my colleague. You are being honest with me. You are telling me you are not my friend, but you are worried because if I'm not okay, there's no way we can attain what we are fighting for.
So you and Dennis and Yango, special relationship, same position. And one would think, man, you guys are competing for the same spot, but you guys are actually really close. Talk to us about that relationship and really what led, because I believe you guys are friends, brothers, to a certain extent.
The thing is because we were not competing. How can I put it? We were, how can I put it?
We were helping each other.
I'll tell you. For me and Dennis, I think even the age where we were, I think we started, we understood each other very fast, you know, because if you saw the relationship, or you had the late Senzo, what's his name?
Khune.
No,
Khune.
Brighton.
Brighton Mhlongo.
Mhlongo.
Yes, yeah.
If you can see the relationship where they're going, they were complementing each other. That's the way that I was trying to say. Me and Dennis, we were complementing each other, not competing. Because I know my strength, he knows his strength.
Yeah.
He tells me, hey, but I don't know how. The way you do, it's funny things, ne? Whereby he just come and say, hi, Mara, the way you control the ball, I I need to know this. And then we go on. I said, hey, Mara, hi, you jump too low. How do you jump like this, Dennis? Him also, he said, okay, you show me how to stop the ball here with my feet, I'll show you like this. So that's how the friendship comes. And then I got things from him, he got things from me. It made him a strong person.
Yeah.
Where he was weak, I become strong because I was weak on crosses. You understand? Dennis knew how to play with the feet. Through me, I knew how to cut crosses and going out for crosses because he was teaching me, I was teaching him the other way. But now where are we? We are just like friends. So that's what I'm saying. If we are colleagues at work, he's not doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
I must be the first one to tell him. I said, my friend, you are messing up with our money.
For sure.
Please pull up your socks.
And
so there must be a difference between a friend and a colleague.
For sure.
Yeah, a friend, I don't even know which friend. A friend and a colleague. A colleague, Mina, all of them I played with, they were my colleagues. And even most of the time when they say, how Kennedy, no, you are not my friend, you are my colleague. We are fighting for same goal. And even if I see someone with a knife behind you, hey, my friend, I'll come and kill that person for you because we are fighting for the same goal. But you are my colleague, not my friend.
So, Coach, Coach Mangoba used to narrate the story of how amazed he was by the late Itumeleng Khune. He's saying he didn't like talking about the maturity, the mental maturity, that this guy was competing for the same place with Thapelo Marayan. But he was helping him so much at training.
Yeah.
That if you didn't know, you wouldn't say they're playing in the same position.
No. Yeah.
I was just trying to support the statement.
Yeah.
From me, another issue that I want to find out. Obviously, pre-season is coming and all these kinds of things. Very soon we'll be going back at it. I've looked around. Pirates will probably be stronger. Chiefs look like they are sorting out their stuff. If they get this guy, I think the assistant coaches arrived also, maybe. You may see a different reaction from the players. They may be better. You look at clubs like Stellenbosch, Supersports, Khune, they don't look like, as instance now, they're going to lose too many players, which means they may be stable.
Yeah.
That talks to the top 5-6 teams stronger.
Yeah.
They are coming for you. Now I want to check. Do you guys think you can be strong enough to go again and win the league? And also that nagging thing, the monkey on the back of the Champions League. These two things, can you win the league again and go all the way in the Champions League?
I'll answer you in this way.
And I love the confidence already. You've been eagerly waiting to answer it.
You know, if other people are are becoming strong, we'll be stronger. Because we know from last season to say everyone is coming. No, it's not a secret, guys. Everyone knew. Every team wanted to beat Sundowns from last season. So we know exactly what we expect. So if these teams get strong, we need to be stronger. And we know that it won't be easy this coming season. It won't be easy, my brother. I'll be lying to you if I say it will be easy. It won't be easy, but at least everyone in the club knows that it won't be easy. And if these teams become strong, they know the next step is stronger.
And Champions League?
Stronger.
Okay.
Because for me, that's where you're going to be judged. And I think if you don't win the Champions League this coming season, I don't know.
It's Chai.
I don't know.
It's Chai.
Come on.
People's jobs may be on the line. You have to. I think you have to win the Champions League next season. There's no two ways about it now.
We'll do our best.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. Look, I think we'll do our best. I think, like you said, there's a monkey behind. You know, we are. You know, sometimes when we know that there's a monkey behind, but we don't want to put it in front of us. There's a monkey here. No, we know. We just know that there's a monkey. We know how to get rid of it.
You know, that is my other observation I've made over the last few years of Champions League. Obviously, you guys take the route of going to South America to recruit Gaston, Esquivel, Allende, Ribeiro. My observation from a distance was that they've taken a bit long to adjust to the rigors of the continent. And I've noticed that most of the top Champions League teams on the continent, we had Zamalek, Al-Ahly, Mazembe, there's that club from Guinea, Horoya. CR Belouizdad. Those are the teams that are always there.
Strong, yeah.
They always have someone in their spine who is a big African, you know. And I see you guys are different. You don't really have, if you look in the Sundowns spine, you don't have a big African midfield defender, maybe. But in the midfield, a big, Doleza used to say, a big animal. I don't know if maybe, how does that work? You know, are you guys happy with these South American guys who sometimes they do struggle on the continent?
For me, I think I won't say we don't have a midfielder who can. We've got big midfielders. We've got Patos. What's his name? Tebza. We've got what's his name? Obas. So look, I think for me, the only way I can answer you in that sense is that I don't think you need anything which is bigger, because football is evolving and football is changing every now and then. So for me, I think even way back there was like you need to have a very tall goalkeeper to be. But look at now, even on the PSL, it's because football changes. But I get what you're saying, because but Sundowns had that before. There was Bangali Sumahoro, there was who. We had all those players. So for me, I think
Lemonade.
We are okay. that I can say we are okay. We are okay. Thank you. We are okay.
So Kappa, what I want to, before we wrap it up, pre-season, the importance of it and what goes into it, because we know that, now Orlando Pirates, they've announced they're going to Spain. Sundowns, they also have their rigorous program. So talk to us exactly as to what happens behind the scenes for pre-season and how crucial it is.
Because some are going to come a little bit, when they put that thing there, a little bit more.
Look, I don't usually talk about things behind the scenes, especially when it comes to our club. But pre-season is just open, it's pre-season, because you must understand pre-season, it's people are coming. And when we were playing us, they would tell you, say, don't do anything. You must come zero. So that they give you give them work to do, you know, people, the physical trainers, yeah. So, yeah, but the first part of pre-season is the first week and the second week. Yeah, the first 3 weeks. Because
Well,
if
that's loading.
those are you do the three weeks of pre-season each side, you won't have problems because these are the first part of. Because you must understand, there are some teams which don't do pre-season for 8 weeks. No. We are open. The season starts when? On the 3rd of what? August. Teams are coming back end of this month. So where are you going to get the 8 weeks? Every day. 4 weeks, you've got 4. In these 4 weeks is conditioning, playing friendlies, get the fitness levels. So that's why I'm saying way back, pre-season was 8-9 weeks. But now, that's why I'm saying things are evolving every day. Even players, when they go home, players, they don't come with extra luggage. No. Players nowadays, they come, they are proper, they understand.
Yeah.
So
I saw something on the Paris right back. He's working very hard in the gym. Players now, they take this.
No, a lot of them.
You can't go home and
No. Nowadays,
Tabiso
Munyani, yes.
The last 4 or 5 years, players, they're taking it like when you are done with playing, like when you are done, it's pre-season. You know that you are left with a week coming to training. You must know. You are left with 2 weeks. The week you have to start. Because when you get there, there's fat measurements, there's what. The weight you went with, the weight you went with.
You must come
back with.
From that day when we closed the season, you went with it home. You must come with that one. Other than that, we find that you have gained. We'll make you run. So those are the things. And a lot of players now, they know that I don't need to do 3-4 weeks pre-season if I go the way I left, the way I feel the same way I feel. Because the more you train more again, you must understand that you just want the season to start, then start picking up the fitness levels going up. Because sometimes, 6 weeks, 6 weeks is too much.
Too much, yeah.
So, Kappa, quickly on the evolution. I remember having a conversation with Dikgang Mabalane, and he used to tell me that pre-season at Jomo Cosmos was absolutely different. Brajay would choose a hill at, around about 4 a.m. in the morning, like really early. And they had to run up the hill, and it was tough, but it worked, right?
Even at Free State Stars, Mos.
Yeah, okay.
When I came, 2005, Joe,
you're running, yeah?
Free State Stars. There's Coach Steve, there's Coach Temba Stall.
Yeah.
Joe, we are going to Kwatwa. There's Kwatwa, it's a university. There's a hill like this, That hill, even if sometimes when I go there, when I look at it, I say,
this thing killed me, eh?
We were going up like that, coming down. But now, yes, sometimes you do that, but where? There's a way of doing those things. That's why I'm saying football is evolving. Instead of going to run that side, but now there's a way of making players run, but in a smaller space.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
The evolution.
The evolution, and there's too many things which comes. It's the technical now. There's a lot of. I'm talking like this because now I'm a coach.
You're a coach, man.
I did not know these things when I wasn't the coach, when I was just playing. Because people, they were just saying, hey, we want you to run, we want you to run. But now it makes sense. You see things now differently. You say, okay. That's why they were telling us, you must come with the same fitness when you go. Hey, my friend, it's your own problem if you want to do other things, do them. But when you come here, we want the same weight, the body fat. If you gain what, it's okay. But nowadays, I think I must give it to it's not all the players, but most of the players. Majority of the players, they know the importance of them going back to their clubs already, even if already you are on hydrogen. you are ready to go, but not to start from zero. No. Man, a lot of them, I think, in most clubs now, they know what they expect to. Hey, when we go back, hey, it's hey, let me keep quiet.
And on that note, that's how we wrap up the show. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did. And that's it, of course, from the Arena Sports Show. Cheers. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bang.